Operation status quo. Operation status quo. Prepare to engage. Operation status quo. Ready to engage. Operation status quo. Engaged. Engaged. Hello, beautiful people of the world. There's a world out there, and you people are in it, and you're beautiful. Hold on, I gotta move my camera's a little off. See, I don't like my signs there, and I'll be back. We don't want this, right? We only see parts. We got to go like this so you can see the whole thing there. I really got to cover that space up here, too. Hold on, I got to put my finger right. See that? I don't like that either. All right. How we doing out there, ladies and gentlemen, here on a beautiful Friday? Oh, my gosh. We made it through the week again. How many more weeks will we make it through before whatever catastrophe happens, it finally sends our world in the new direction that we're trying to get to? But we're getting close. But, you know, this is a Friday here on Operation Status Quo. And although we had some fun yesterday, I didn't anticipate this today because I was going to just do my normal spiel. I had something else kind of planned for today. But I ran into one of my friends here in the neighborhood. He said, hey, how about I come on your show today? And I said, all right, that sounds like a good idea. So we kind of shifted topics and found a neat little list about some personality, some habits, some common habits that reflect what you're talk about, what it says about your personality. So I thought it'd be fun for us to talk about that today. And first of all, let me take a step back. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Pete Palma. This is Operation Status Quo, the place where we observe the status quo of life. We learn to flow with the status quo of life. And then, of course, we create our own flow of quo, because that's the only way to go. And that's what you got to do in this world, is find what works for you and live true to your heart and be the best you can be without living in fear and panic and everything else of what's going on out there in the world. All right, let's get my, first of all, today is the 22nd of September in the good year 2023, and today's program is entitled Mr. Personality, because it's all about talking about personalities. Of course, if you're a miss out there, then it's Miss or Mrs. Personality, or perhaps it personality if you're on the side of the, pretending to be some sort of homogenous humanoid that doesn't really exist, that whatever that may be for you, we call you it, because we don't want anybody to feel left out or be offended. All right, here we go. Let me, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, my buddy here had a little bit of an issue with, the way we normally, when I bring people on, I do it through the Facebook Messenger, and we're just having a little bit of a technical glitch. So I am going to be doing this the old-fashioned way, through the phone, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if I can get it. I'm going to try this real quick. I'm going to see if it goes through the computer. It gave me a choice to, let's see what happens here.
Hello.
Chase.
Yes, sir.
You can hear me. I don't know if the audience can hear you. I don't know if you're going through the computer. I tried something different here. Let me say hello to the beautiful people of the world.
Well, hello. How you doing Friday afternoon?
I can't tell if this is coming through my headphones or not. I wish I had somebody. Hey, can you is your wife over there to go on YouTube and let us know if she's hearing you through the, or is she sleeping? What's going on over there?
She's upstairs studying.
Oh, hold on. I got Rob. Rob. Hey, Rob. How you been? Nice to see you out there. Rob says I can hear him. So, Rob, can you confirm this for me? You're hearing him through the computer, not okay. Well, he's hearing you, and it sounds pretty loud to me. So, I guess we're just going to go with it. I tried something different. I thought, we weren't going to be able to do this, but this is how we operate here on Operation Status Quo. It's everything is kind of by the seat of the pants a little bit, and we're not, it's about not having to be so professional. That's the beauty of Operation Status Quo, because there's too many serious people in the world trying to be too important, right, Chase? And we don't want to do that, do we?
Well, we don't, Pete. And I can do a fine job of making myself look not so intelligent, so I don't need any IT in the way.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, we're gonna go with this, and we'll see how it plays out. Hopefully, everybody's hearing you well. If anybody is out there and notices that they can't hear Chase, actually, it might be beneficial to the audience not to hear Chase. I always say that about myself as well, so I'm not insulting you, Chase.
It goes all the way around, Mr. Palmer.
Yeah, I hear you. So Chase is a friend of mine, a neighbor, and Chase. Just to start off quickly before I get into the topic, one of the things I find found interesting about moving to Florida is meeting people from so many different spaces. And I never thought I would have had a friend from Wisconsin, but now I do. And I just was kind of wanted to just get you to maybe give the audience a hello of who you are and what brought you to Florida.
Yeah, the Florida move was kind of just a. We made a trip to Florida. I knew a friend who knew a realtor who knew a builder. Next thing you know, I'm looking at lots and building a house. That was 2 years ago, Pete.
Yeah, wow.
I think it's probably because my wife wanted to take a vacation, and I wasn't opposed to that. We needed some time, do something, and we ended up down in Rotunda, other side of Venice, south, just a little bit south and east of Venice, I think.
Yeah.
Not much. So it just fell together, and it was really easy. It was really easy. The hard part is waiting for the build. It takes a little longer than you like to build a home in this part of the country.
Yeah, and I'm sure those other
as far as having new friends, I've never been to New Jersey, but I have a feeling about it now.
It can't be a good one. I bet you can't wait for that house to get built too, because I hear those the people down the street are tired of you squatting in their garage. You know what I mean? So, all right.
And it goes the other way too. You run into people that live real close to you, and you wouldn't have known it if you didn't move to Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny how many people I run into in different spaces that, even when you and I were out last weekend, that guy heard me saying I was from Philadelphia, and he happened to be from a neighborhood right around the corner from where I grew up. So that's what's, I find that really amazing. And, honestly, being in Florida, I feel like kind of takes the pressure off when everybody's from the same area, right? There's such a different dynamic of like everybody's the same in a certain way. You come here to Florida and it's like, it's its own kind of thing, even separate from what people call the South in a sense. It's like a big melting pot, and, there's all these different diversities and ways of living, and, no one's really kind of pointing fingers at each other so much. It's more of just, I find there's a lot more acceptance and room for acceptance in this type of environment. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm living that too. My neighbors all the way around me are all of different cultures and backgrounds.
Yeah.
Than I was used to in a small town in the Midwest. So yeah, you hit that one right on the head too.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if I can turn my where the heck is the damn? I know I know you're not coming through my headphones and you're coming through this computer, and I'm just trying to see if I can even turn this volume up a little bit more. I think we're good. I see your levels pretty good. So everything's a test and a work in progress. So, but anyway, Chase, today we're talking about 10 innocent habits that reveal a lot about your personality. And, knowing that you are, Mr. Personality yourself, I figured this would be a good topic to kind of get into and see about, what certain little habits reveal about your personality. Maybe it'll even help you to understand other people in your life. So, you know what I mean?
Should I take some notes?
Yeah, you might want to. But there's an old saying, it's the little things that count. Small, seemingly innocuous habits often offer the most profound insights into our personalities. These unconscious behaviors can speak volumes more than any overt statement or grand gesture. So we're going to go into some of these habits and see what they say about your personality. So the first one on the list, Chase, we have 10 of these today. And the first one on the list is punctuality. Punctuality encompasses more than respecting others' time. It shows professionalism and integrity. Arriving on time demonstrates reliability, consideration, and unwavering commitment. Punctuality is not just a habit, but a testament to your character and steadfast dedication to excellence. Wow, that's pretty serious stuff for punctuality. And I will say this. I'm big on punctuality. If somebody says be somewhere at 5 o'clock, I'm usually sitting outside in the car, 5 of 5, like, cause there's no way, I'm going to be late. What do you think about punctuality, Chase?
I totally am 1,000% on that train. I'm always on time. I don't, also on the other side, don't appreciate having to wait for somebody, at least more than a couple, 3 times.
Right.
And it is absolutely consideration and respect for people that you know and don't know. If you're out and about and someone's in your way, taking up your time and not concerned with what you have in your life, but they hold you up and don't worry about what that does to the people around them. I guess. How am I saying that? If you're sitting on a bus, and this happened just a few weeks ago, and they say you got a 10-minute stop, and all of a sudden 20 minutes go by. Well, where are all these people that are supposed to be back on the bus 10 minutes ago? That's a lack of consideration.
Well, yeah, and if you're on one of those kind of tours or trips with people, I would think you just have to leave them behind. I mean, like you missed the bus, and that's it.
Well, that's what I asked. I asked the tour guy. I said, "Hey, let's honk the horn at these people," and he said, "No, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that."
Was this when you were on your last vacation there in beautiful Peru?
Yes, sir. I yelled out the window. I said, "It's been more than 10 minutes."
I'm sure they're probably like, "Go F yourself, pal. I'm on vacation,"
Well, that's what I mean. They're taking up my vacation time. We're on another 2 hours, 4 hours into a 6-hour trip to another city. Come on.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, not for anything, you're on the, you're losing 10 minutes of your vacation sitting on the bus waiting for these schleps to get back on. I mean, I totally get it, So, but
So punctuality, yeah, very big, very important in my life, and it started when I was very young.
Yeah, me too. And I was always that way. And of course, obviously you were, a business owner through your career. So, you're not going to be showing up to clients' homes or whatever projects you're doing, late. Obviously, I DJ'd weddings for a time, and, my time management skills really came in handy for that job. And just for, I would always get there like a good 2 hours before the event started, just to have everything set up and test it again. Like, you don't want to be your equipment going down on somebody's wedding day, So
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, and wedding days are very important, sir.
Yeah, at least to one of the participants, one feels trapped and the other's happy.
Yeah, maybe something's more important than I don't know what it is. The food, the drink. I'm not sure.
All right. So the next one on the list is communication. How you communicate with people can reveal a great deal about your personality. Do you take time to listen and understand, or do you quickly jump to conclusions? Do you choose respectful language or lash out in anger? Your communication habits directly reflect who you are. So thank God, myself, I'm so bubbly and happy and courteous and respectful in the way I speak to people. I don't even have to worry about this one. So, but Chase, you could be a little rough around the edges sometimes. What do you think about that?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I don't deny it. I heard something about personality and strengths, and one of the strengths was someone who swears a lot is more trustworthy than those that don't. Will be more honest with you. But that's a personality trait too. If you swear a lot, you don't have to swear. It's something that's a conscious choice,
Right.
I believe.
Yes.
And yeah, no doubt, I can be very direct. I turn pretty quickly when something doesn't go my way.
All right.
I tend not to pick the right words when you get upset. So that's a weakness for sure.
Okay. Well, I wasn't trying to point out,
No, you get it. No, I'm pointing at myself. I'm not making notes. No notes here.
This will turn into a therapy session, Chase. Okay, now I want you to just lie on the couch. Why do you got
I've had enough therapy. I'm sorry, Pete.
Why do you have to tell people they're assholes all the time? Tell me.
Oh, not at all. You've seen me in public. The service people, the restaurants, and the grocery workers, all those people, the auto shops, wherever you go, the service industry. I'm pleasant. I appreciate all of that for sure.
Yes, no, I do. I'm joking, obviously. I know I do see that you are able to behave yourself in certain situations, which is very, very nice. And I don't mind taking the brunt of some of your foul language and lashes. You know what I mean? Because if it helps you get through the day, it makes me feel like I'm helping somebody.
Well, what really, what good is a friend for?
Right. What the hell? What do you even have me around for if you can't tell me I'm a jerk? You know what I'm saying?
Take some take some pressure off. Hopefully, I make you feel better once in a while too.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel, when I do feel better. Believe me. Matter of fact, it warms my heart when people tell me how much of a jerk I am, because I say to myself, this guy really understands me. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. It's affectionate.
It is affectionate. All right, the next one on the list is hobbies. Engaging in hobbies brings purpose and joy to our lives. They serve as reflections of our identity and values. Whether exploring nature or indulging in art, our hobbies allow us to express our uniqueness and creativity. You can better understand your personality by selecting activities that resonate with your core beliefs. So I don't know, what hobbies do you have? I never really thought about that with you. What do you? Hello?
Yeah, that's a good question.
What are you falling down the steps over there? What the hell's happening?
Sorry, I was getting a beverage.
I need a couple beers to deal with this guy.
So hobbies are, it's something for many years I've wondered what my hobbies are. I guess it really, looking backwards, and I figured this out not so long ago, was working, taking care of my land and my children for a couple decades. And the hobby was, trying to do things that the family and the kids like to do. Camping, didn't really fish, some hiking, biking. Nowadays it's different. They're not, it's not about anybody else. It's about me and my wife. And
screw your kids.
The hobbies are, we bike once in a while. I swim quite a bit. Not as much as you, but I like to grill. Playing games is coming up, in the last couple of months. I've played more games than I usually have.
Yeah, we've been.
But I don't wake up going, God, I gotta go do this. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, maybe your hobby could be, searching for hobbies. Like my hobby is I search for hobbies. You don't really actually do anything. You just ponder what your hobbies could be. My hobby is pondering what my hobby would be.
I'm going to apply that.
Yeah. I mean, I have a lot of hobbies, really, in a sense. Like, I like to, obviously the show is kind of a hobby, right? Really, it's like I enjoy this kind of stuff. And, my guitar, I love playing my guitar. That's a nice hobby. I guess
exercise is a hobby. Right?
Yeah, I guess that could be a hobby. Yeah. I think anything you enjoy, just to do on a casual type of way, like, even going for, like you say, I'm at the pool a lot, I find it meditative and everything to do my swim. But generally, I don't know if that's really a hobby. For some people it may be, but anyway, yeah, it's good to have hobbies out there, ladies and gentlemen. Find what you like to do and get out there and do it. And, honestly, if you really live by your hobbies, I mean, they say hobbies, but hobbies really is things that resonate with you and that you're kind of good at and come naturally to you, which really should be your work. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how about napping?
Yeah, there you go. Napping. That'd be great. Not for nothing. You can get paid for that too. You take a nap, they hook a couple of electrodes to your head to test brain waves or something, and like you get paid for like a sleep study, So
I'll take it.
All right. Next is cleanliness. Cleanliness can provide valuable insights into an individual's need for control and order, indicating their personality traits. Understanding your level of cleanliness enables self-awareness and personal growth. It's about finding a balance between cleanliness, self-expression, and individuality. Now, I will say, you guys keep a beautiful home over there, you and your wife. Now, is that level of cleanliness on your own per se, or would you consider that more of your wife's hobby?
Well, she's 2 steps above me,
right?
And I'm pretty high to begin with. I'm not by any means a dirty person,
right?
Unless it's beer cans, you'll find a lot of those laying around. But otherwise, everything's pretty clean.
Well, even for myself, and I haven't been my best at this current location because I'm so in the back of my mind knowing I'm going to move again that, I don't, but, generally I always did, and I still do here even, I vacuum like every day and, I always keep the floors clean or the area where I'm working in the kitchen, I wipe that down all the time, but other than that, generally I like to keep my grandmother and my family were just like, like maniacs with cleanliness, Matter of fact, my mom and my aunt used to call my grandmother when they were kids. They used to call her Sergeant Dust Rag, because she was just always cleaning.
Mm.
Right. So
that's my wife's new nickname then.
But for me personally, like I think I can't go to that level because I was so traumatized as a child. I have to keep everything so clean that sometimes I like to just say F it. I'm not gonna wash that dish today. But I always do.
Yeah,
I can't.
it can be irritating. It can be when someone is super clean.
Yeah.
But better that way than the other, as long as we're not using too many disinfectants.
Yep, I agree. I agree for sure. All right, let's go on to the next one. Eating habits. Food choices are more than just preferences. They unveil your personality, cultural heritage, and values. Every bite tells a story reflecting the traditions and flavors of generations. Your eating habits also reveal your emotional state and how you cope with stress. I don't see you as a stress eater, right, Chase? I don't think you're really stressed at all ever, are you? you just grab another beer.
Well, as far as food's concerned, I'm not stressed. No,
Right.
definitely not a stress eater. My habits have improved as they do with a lot of people my age. I think I'm getting near 60. So as you get older, at least me and a couple of my friends and my wife definitely has influence. But I see how your habits change to a little healthier style. If you're a meat and potatoes guy, you're eating more salads. It's definitely true in my case. More fruits, but I'll still go to the backup meal. It's a steak and side salad and a potato.
Yep. No,
A potato.
I'm pretty big generally on just, because I know, diets and stuff or whatever, what people eat, it's personal, food is a very personal kind of thing, really, and how we nurture our bodies and such. But I always just recommend people just to eat the most natural stuff they can eat, whatever you eat, if you're eating meat, try to get it from a farm that's fresh. I mean, I know that's unrealistic in a lot of cases, but, just to put that kind of thought out there and, try to get organic vegetables when you can, or at least something that you think isn't sprayed with tons of pesticides or all that kind of thing. And I don't know. I mean, I just think, the more we keep our diets simple as far as eating whole foods, like even if you eat a steak, I mean, it's a steak. It's not like, going out to, I don't know, even when you go to the restaurant and all the ingredients they put in, whatever little sauce or something they put on something, you don't know all the crap that's in there. And that's the stuff, those are the sneaky things that really make you sick. But I don't know. Yeah, for me, I used to eat a lot more than I do. And, I know we've talked about this before. I really have one meal a day in the evening, and during the day I have my vegetable juice and my waters and stuff like that. I don't think I'm not recommending that everybody, just don't eat all day long, but, I think you have to keep your body sustained. But I also think it's important to put the good stuff in there. So glad to hear you're getting that side salad once in a while. That's nice to know.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah. Thanks. And culturally, yeah, anytime you're in another area, try some food for sure. It's almost always worth it.
Yep, I will say when I was in Italy, the food was amazing, and when I was in France, when I was in Paris, I thought that food was okay. But I was kind of disappointed in the food in Paris a little bit. I don't know if because they're they don't eat the way Americans do, and the portions were so much smaller and stuff like that. But I don't know. For some reason, I didn't find those meals there to be. My favorite food was when I was in Bali, Indonesia. I mean, that food was just over the top. Unbelievable. Everything was so vibrant and fresh and delicious. And I still think about that food. That's another reason I moved to Florida. I'm like, they got to have fresher food, just like in Bali. Wherever you can grow 24.
Yeah, it sounds like like a fresh meat buffet somewhere on a cruise ship where there's always, everything is so. I'm not saying the food there is the best, but it sure does look good.
Yeah. So, okay, let's go. Oh, on the cruise ships. Yeah, I'm sure the cruise ships are probably have nice meals. I don't know how healthy all that stuff is, but I'm sure I've never been on a cruise, and I always thought to myself, I mean, I probably would never see the rest of the ship. I would just be in the buffet room all the time.
Well, you need to take the Disney cruise then.
Yeah, I got a problem with when it comes to the free food. Like, I'll eat shit that I would never even eat, if, because like, especially when I used to work in the office. They have a pizza party or a hoagie party, and I would not eat that stuff. But I'm like, oh, free pizza. Next thing you know, I got like 6 slices down, and I'm half passed out in my cubicle. So it's just like crazy.
Well, that was the favorite part, coincidentally or ironically, of my daughters when we took the cruise was eating pizza in the hot tub.
Oh, well, there you go. That sounds like a good time. Pizza in the hot tub,
It certainly was for them. It certainly was.
That's what I should do. Like, instead of worrying about getting a date, I'll just bring a pizza with me to the hot tub. Have a lot more fun.
Pizza in the sauna.
Yeah, right. So that reminds me, as an aside, because I know you're this way too when it comes to being at the pool. But I was in there last weekend. Obviously, you weren't there, but these kids were swimming around, and then they got out of the pool and got something to eat, and they came in the pool with the food, and they're walking around in the pool eating, and I'm like, what am I, out of my mind? Like, I'm saying to myself while I'm swimming, get the hell out of the pool with the food, man. Like, eat your food and then get back in the pool. And I thought of you too. I said Chase would probably grab these kids by their ear and drag them right out.
Yeah, this is not a river, pal. It's a pool.
Oh, man. All right, let's get through a couple more. We got socializing. The way you socialize can mirror significant aspects of your personality. You may be an extrovert who thrives on large gatherings or an introvert who prefers small, intimate groups. You might seek deep, meaningful connections or enjoy light, casual chats. Your socializing habits can indicate your comfort zones, emotional needs, and how you perceive and relate to others. So you seem like obviously we know I'm pretty sociable. We don't have to get into that, but but I will say this: as much as I am that way, extroverted and very social, my personal time is very important to me, and you know how I am about my self-care routines and such. That I prioritize that stuff, and unfortunately, it's hard for me sometimes to be a little more let's say throw caution to the wind, but I'll be a little more flexible in 10 o'clock in the morning, let's go do this. I'm like, oh, well, at 10 o'clock in the morning, I'm still doing my walk, or I'm doing, you know what I mean? Like, so,
yes, sir.
Right. I think it's important.
Absolutely.
I think it's important to maintain your whatever your base is of your life. For me, when I do all that stuff earlier in the day, my exercise, my juice, and all my things, and by the time I get to the evening and go out and have some fun, I really can enjoy it because I feel like I earned it, because I held true to what I like to do. But that has nothing to do with basically socializing in a way. But you seem like a pretty social person overall. You seem like you always talk to other people when I see you around. So, right?
Yeah, I describe myself as and because I've studied this a little bit as an omnivert. I can definitely communicate with anybody, socialize with anybody, whether it be pumping gas or going to an event in line for a concert, or even waiting in line at Target to self-checkout or self-implode. I don't know what you're doing there. One of the two.
Right.
When you're online waiting to check out. So, yeah, but then like you said, Pete, you have your routines and you like your times. And, that all comes with, I think, speaking for myself, your lifestyle, how that's how you choose to live, and that's where the work and your enjoyment is taking you to. So it's we talked earlier, hobbies. Those are your hobbies. But yeah, we gotta be flexible, man. If I want to go jet skiing tomorrow morning at 7 a.m., are you in?
Yeah, I'm just going to have to call and tell the yoga studio I'm sick.
Okay, well, we can plan better than that.
Yeah, the jet ski. I have to be honest. I love those jet skis, man. And I did mention it on the show about my jet ski trip. I mentioned it a couple times after that because I kept talking about it because it's just so much fun for me. I always love those things, and I don't know what it is about it, but that kind of thing I can definitely, especially even going out on a boat, anything that has to do with going out on the water. I can kind of I'll be more apt to even going to the beach, stuff like that. Like I'm definitely okay. Well, maybe I can skip something a little bit for one day, even if I do half a walk or something, or do a walk when I come back, however it works out. So. Got to be flexible. All right. I think I don't know if we got one or two more. Let's see. Shopping habits. Shopping habits indicate your level of financial responsibility, risk aversion, and materialistic values. They provide insight into how you view money and your need for security and comfort. From thrifty bargain hunters to impulse buyers, our shopping decisions reflect our spending habits, attitudes towards wealth, and lifestyle preferences. So I've always been kind of I wouldn't say cheap per se. People tease. They used to call me cheap.
Thrifty.
Yeah, frugal. But I wouldn't even say that. Like,
Frugal.
honestly, I'll spend. I really don't care what something costs. If I want something and I want that thing, like I'm not looking around to go. Like I had a friend of mine, for example, who. Well, I don't want to get into the specifics of what I purchased, but he was taught. I wanted this item that he had, and after I bought it, he says, "Oh, you could have got this used online, for half the price." And and I thought to myself, I don't really give a shit. Like I wanted it, I had the money, I got it brand new, I bought it, so. I mean, I'm not adverse to spending, that's for darn sure. But, I just don't, I'm not very material, like as far as the way our world is, I'm not very, into material things that way. Like I don't need the newest TV or the newest phone. I saw somebody on my Facebook had posted up from Philadelphia or New Jersey rather, that, they were showing people waiting out in line overnight to get the new iPhone 15 titanium thing that was coming out today or yesterday, whatever it came out. And I just thought to myself, like, you're never going to find me doing something like that. Not for anything. I got the iPhone, the 13 now. And before that I had an iPhone 6. And I didn't no 7, no 8, no 9, no 10, all the way. And the only reason I got this 13 is because I was moving to Florida and I wanted to have some really good GPS on my phone for my travels. That was really the main reason for why I even switched phones then. Otherwise, I'd probably still be screaming at that 6 that it doesn't work, But
oh, those were good days.
How about yourself on the show? You're not. I mean, you actually you seem like you do like nice things. I mean, I give you credit. I mean, you've worked hard your life. You have your business. You treat yourself to some nice toys. Even your new home and everything. That's I think that's nice.
I guess it's a responsibility to my how I was raised and how I came into working for myself. So first of all, I'm not a shopper. I'm a buyer. I'm not going to go take inventory if I'm looking for shirts or even at the grocery store. Where's the Thousand Island? I know which one I like, but on the other hand, there's one that's $2 less. Sometimes I'll take that one, but it's a matter of taste in that situation.
Yes.
So overall, I'm frugal. But if I need something, I prefer to buy it new. You touched on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I could get it used, but someone else touched that, lived with it. I don't know. I'm not good at sharing, I guess.
Yeah, no, and I understand too because I'm the same type of way as far as just I always believe that because people always say they don't have the money for this or money for that, and that doesn't no matter what your level of income is, people always get what they want. You always have the money for what you really want. Because even the people who
take a look at the line for the iPhone 15. Now, if psychiatrists act like lawyers, they'd be lining up over there looking for clients.
Yeah, right. It's the truth. Oh man. So especially the price of these phones. I don't understand why people want the newest phones so much all the time. It's like they change. Like, don't you even get it? The thing changes like every year, and how much they put. Like, how much better is it? I mean, not for anything. I definitely saw a big. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's part of the status quo that may be astray for us, and in that society is leaning so much toward these things that control most of our lives now, Pete, and it's invasive.
Yep. All right, I think we got two more here. Let's go. I do agree that it's invasive. Traveling habits. Traveling can be a great way to explore and learn about different cultures. It reveals whether we seek adventure or want a chance to relax. Travel habits reveal your need for independence, comfort with unfamiliarity, and ability to adapt and take risks. And I'll just speak on it quickly. For me, it was a big deal. Like, when I traveled, to Bali, for example, it was a big deal, because I really didn't want to, I never traveled by myself that far, on my own, and it was a big deal. But I am so glad that, I did, because the trip was great, and, it taught me so much about myself, and just what this is saying here about being independent and different things. It really gave me, I never would have had the mindset really even to move my whole life the way I did if it wasn't for how much confidence that trip built in me. But, a lot of people travel all over the place all the time. It's no big deal. But, just the way I was raised and the way my family is scared to death of everything, it was a big deal.
No.
So you a big traveler?
Well, traveling, I'm not a big traveler. And when I do, I try to do um, things that are definitely not atypical for travelers. And I've been to Tanzania and Uganda, and did Mount Kilimanjaro, which is an extreme hike. I loved the Nile. Uganda, speaking of restaurants and food earlier, probably the best meal of my life was at a restaurant in downtown Uganda.
Yeah.
I don't have this great desire to travel, but I do like it. I'm not afraid to. I'm a man. I don't ask for directions.
Right.
I'm not afraid to get lost doing so. So yeah, no, I definitely like it. We're last year in Tennessee, hiking around there, traveling with some friends to just to get a few days away is cool too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh,
All right, now there's two more. The last one we'll skip because the last one is exercise, and we kind of touched on that. But But anyway, generosity. We'll finish with this one. Generosity. Generosity shows our willingness to take risks and step out of our comfort zone. It demonstrates our capacity for kindness and reveals our level of empathy. Generosity can indicate whether we are more likely to put others' needs first or focus on our comfort and security. Gee, weren't we talking about this earlier today? Kind of.
yeah. Probably every time, everywhere we go, because it's pretty prevalent in life how generous you are when again when you eat out, or holidays for family versus birthdays for kids of people you don't really know that well.
Yep.
I'm a generous person. I am, and I want to be generous, but there's levels. There's levels of it, and you need to qualify, I guess, and I never thought about writing it down, but if that makes sense, good.
Yeah, no, I think first of all, I will agree with you. That's one of the things I noticed, right away, is I thought how generous you were. I said, just, even like, we just kind of got to know each other from talking at the pool, and then you were kind enough to invite me, and you made meals for me multiple times, and even going out on the jet skis and everything. But of course I try to reciprocate and all too. I think everything's a give and take, and that's exactly what you just kind of said. Like, if you're just giving to people and it's not appreciated, then you gotta cut it at some point. So you don't want to be a sucker. You know what I mean? Like, so, but,
Hopefully you find a way to cut it. Yeah, and don't fall into a trap.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice to be nice, but I think it's important not to let people take advantage of you either. I'd like to be very generous as well. If somebody comes into my home, I'm happy to give them, their mi casa esta you casa, so that's how I kind of see it. But anyway, let me give a round of applause over here for a great topic today. Talking about our personalities, and talking about some habits and what they say about your personality. So you can dig more into that on your own out there, audience. Hey-o. And find out what makes you tick, right? All right, Chase, I want to thank you for your time being on here today. This was really nice. Maybe we can start a new segment on my show called Chat with Chase. You know what I'm saying? And
okay.
And
oh goodness,
we can bring you
I
on.
got to see what I sound like first, Mr. Pete.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you're fine. You sound great. You spoke very well today. I want you to know you're a rising star in the YouTube community. And once I get over the hump and get like 2 or 3 people to start watching this show, I know you're going to be big.
I'll get the contract started.
Oh my gosh, it's too much. All right, well, listen, I'm going to let you go from here. I'm going to close. Yes. I'm going to close things out, and then I'll catch up with you. I'll catch up with you later.
Yes, sir.
All right, night. Chase. Anything you want to say before you go? Anything you want to say? I do give, provide. Any?
No, thanks. Pete. Your energy is terrific. Your humor is grounding. You have an awful lot of awful lot of sound or open advice to lead not only myself. I've learned a lot from you.
Oh, well, thank you.
In in the few weeks, couple months I've known you well, anyway.
Yeah.
So you say things that make people think, and that's good.
Well,
Thank you.
Thank you. I wish you would have said that in the beginning of the show, so this way maybe somebody would be here by now to hear it. Just teasing. Yes. Thanks, Chase. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
See you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give a round of applause for my buddy Chase Miller of the Miller clan. All right, that was nice. It's Miller time. That's funny because he is a beer guy. Heyo. But he doesn't drink Miller. Or does he drink Miller? I don't even know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here today with me on Operation Status Quo. I hope you enjoyed our fun little chat. Please, if you haven't done so already, take the time to like, subscribe, share, send this out to your friends, your family, those you love, and of course, those you despise as well. I love each and every one of you out there individually as well as a group. God bless you. Have a great weekend. Until Monday, Operation Status Quo, disengaged.
Is a boulevard of 10 short blocks.